So today I'm going to tap this Manitoba maple tree. I've got a couple sugar maples, which I'm also going to tap, but I wanted to start with this Manitoba maple and do the film with this because so many people consider the Manitoba maple a weed, which is, I find surprising because you can get really good sap out of Manitoba maple. It's not as concentrated as sugar maple sap, but it's also called a box elder, by the way, for people who aren't familiar with the term Manitoba maple. The sap isn't as concentrated as sugar maple sap. It's about half as concentrated, but that just means you have to boil it for longer. And when we boil our sap, we do it outdoors, with firewood, with the dead trees we have to cut down. So it's not that big of a deal. Really, you're boiling for so long with whatever kind of maple syrup you're making that it's I find it's worth it because the quality of the maple syrup is quite nice. It tastes just as good. In fact, I don't even see the difference in flavor between Manitoba maple syrup and sugar maple syrup. You just have to boil it for longer to get the same concentrations. So I'm going to tap this one. I'm going to show you how we do it. And what I use is we reuse our vinegar tubs. We haven't started making our own vinegar yet. I just cut a little triangle under the top here because I'm going to attach it to the tree using the handle here, and the tap is going to go into here. And I find that's more convenient than to try and put it into here because I use this to also to anchor it to the tree. So this is what I'm going to use, and this is the tap I'm going to use right here. They cost about $1 or $2 each, so really not expensive. And of course this is reused, a $2 bucket, a $2 bin of regular vinegar. I've also used this type of maple tap. It's stainless steel, but I find them very fragile, especially because sometimes I'll have to use a hammer, which by the way I forgot to bring out, but I'll maybe just use a piece of wood to hammer it in. These ones here, to be honest, I am not sure what the material is, but they're a lot harder. They don't get damaged through hammering. And then I use this, this is like twist tie wire, probably some copper wire. I use this to hold the tap to the vinegar bin. So I'm going to start by making my hole in the tree so that it fits about this much of the tap. So we're talking maybe 2.5 centimeters, maybe an inch. And so that's about all I need to drill into the tree. Now you can use a sort of a hand sort of drill, but I'm just using this battery powered one. I believe this is a 3/8 inch drill bit. And if you've done it before, don't make the hole in the same spot because you're not gonna draw as much sap out of there. And it should be the hole should be about this high, maybe about a meter. A bit more than a meter high, a bit more than just under 4 feet off the ground, around waist high roughly. Okay, here goes. Now when you go to pull it out, put your drill on reverse so you don't get stuck. Clear out the debris from the drill, and then start making your hole again. Make sure it's pull it out, clear out the debris, because it's best if your hole is as clean as possible. That should do it. Now we're going to put our tap in there. I forgot my mallet, so I'm going to try and hammer it in with a piece of wood like this. Really, it doesn't, you don't really need to hammer it in really hard anyway. You want to be able to get it back out when the season's done. This is the little hook. Now I don't really use this hook but anyway, that's how it's put on. Now I'm going to put this in the tree, and then yeah, this works as a mallet piece of wood, just so that you can't pull it out easily, because if you can pull it out easily, then with the weight of your sap bin, it'll pull it out. Now also, I didn't really pay attention when I cut this hole, but the angle should be slightly so that the sap comes down. It'll come out anyway, but if your angle is slightly coming down like that, it'll come out better, but it should be fine. We'll see. I'm not going to do a second hole. And so I've got my wire already attached to this. Now I'm going to take my vinegar bin, and what I do is I loosen the top. I don't remove it, I just loosen the top a bit. I put this right in there, and actually, I don't really need the top. Then I just wrap it very tightly around the handle of the vinegar thing. And actually, yeah, and so what I do here, I'm just gonna slip it right under this lid here, loosen the lid, slip it under, tie it, wrap it a little, tie it. There we go. And there, it's in place. Make sure it's good and tight. Now, when do you tap a maple tree to get sap? Well, you tap it when at night the temperature goes below freezing for water. So in Celsius, that's below 0. So at night, the temperature has to go below 0, and then it has to, in the daytime, it has to go above 0. It has to be at least, I would say, 5 or 6 degrees Celsius during the day, or at least 4 degrees Celsius. And I think that's in the 40s. It has to be at least in the 40s during the day, and it has to go in Fahrenheit, and it has to go below 30. I know 32 is freezing in Fahrenheit, so it has to go below 32 degrees Fahrenheit at night, and it has to be, I believe, in the low 40s during the day. Whatever at least 4 degrees Celsius is, but you need that change in temperature. If at nighttime it doesn't go below freezing, so if it doesn't go below 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees Fahrenheit, then you're not going to have the sap running up and down. It's just going to stay up in the tree, I guess, from the previous day. And of course, if the temperature stays below freezing at night and during the day, you're also not going to have any sap running. So there it is. That's it. And so right to today, it's been below 0, and it's been below 0 for the last several days. It's been below freezing. But tomorrow it's going up to above 0, by above freezing by a few degrees. And so we should start getting some sap tomorrow. 2 days later, the sugar maple. The Manitoba maple hasn't started yet. It's always a bit later. February 22nd, it's half full. So it's probably going to fill up tomorrow, the 23rd. February 23rd. Almost full. This is the Manitoba maple sap. It always starts a little bit later than the sugar maple and continues to flow also after the sugar maple is finished. That's it. Have a wonderful week.